Okay, I'm going to make some sourdough for you. This sourdough requires absolutely no effort or energy or intervention at all. And that's because this sourdough recipe I made during lockdown. At a point at which my family came to me and said, listen, Dad, everyone's making sourdough, we've got to make sourdough. And I said, okay, I'll show you how to make sourdough. Got some lovely ferment from work, which we were nursing at home. Got some flour from Ship to Mill, which is the flour I always use. Made a wonderful auto-lees. We made an overnight fermentation. We did 3 different folds. We had 62% hydration. It was amazing. We made the most beautiful bread, but bread that was so complicated, they never ever made it again. So I decided, rather than me having to make this sourdough every single day, what I would do was create a recipe that you could do very quickly. This recipe is minimal intervention sourdough. It's home, basic, simple sourdough. And now my family make all the sourdough at home and I never make it ever. Perfect. If you want to learn how to make sourdough properly, I am not the guy. This is not my expertise. You want to go to Richard Bertonet, you want to buy the Tartine cookbook. There are people online making the most amazing sourdough. That ain't me. But I can make sourdough that will deliver pleasure, give you what you want, minimal intervention, and can be done with minimal fuss. So for any sourdough, there's actually only 4 ingredients. Number 1, salt. Number 2, flour. I use a mix of half ciabatta flour, half malt flour, because I like that nuttiness in there. That goes in your big bowl. Starter. Now, the starter's a very tricky one. I can give you a recipe for starter. This starter is actually 20 years old. There are loads of recipes online to make starter. It's not as complicated as it looks. Definitely have a go at it, it's easy. But without the starter, you can't really make sourdough. That's the sourdough part. Then in goes the water, at a sensible hydration that you can kind of cope with, and it works and it's malleable and it's usable, and probably not going to give you the biggest bubbles on planet Earth, but it is going to give you a really decent bread. Bring that together, just bring that together really simply with a spoon. And I'm not making my hands messy with this, that's really important. And I'm just keeping it nice and tight. Once it looks like it picked up all the bits and pieces, I'm just going to chuck that on the board very quickly to bring it back together. Right, that comes out onto a board very quickly. And all you need to do is just bring that together. It will do this, it won't stick to you, it won't make a huge mess. It'll be very simple. That is absolutely enough of that. Back in the bowl, cover it with a towel and leave that for 8 hours. Done. Okay, so very simple. All you got to do is turn it out, and kneading is a very interesting thing. All you need to do is just slap it across the board like that, and you're adding air to the dough. You see this dough is very usable, no sticky hands, no nightmares. Okay, that is now ready to go into our vessel overnight. I'm pulling it in a little bit because I just want that underneath to be really tight. That's really important. And that looks like a really nice dough. Then, very simply, that goes into one of these. Lovely shaper, give you the lovely lines around it. But if you don't have that, then just get a simple bowl, get a cloth, take some flour. This is assuming you don't have that at home. Put some flour on there. And then what's really important is nice and tight dough. Turn it upside down like that, so all the sealing is underneath, and it goes in there like so. Fold that over. This wants to go in the fridge, nice and loose like that, straight in the fridge, overnight. That's it. Overnight, we wake up in the morning, this is what we're left with. That bread's now grown up and grown. It's got a life of its own, it's got lots going on. You can see it's like a skin on it, but it's nice and fermented inside. So that is just a really heavyweight pan with a bowl on top, like that. That's been in the oven at full power, 250. It's been in there for 20 minutes, so it's really, really, really hot. That whole thing's really hot. Lift out your bread and you simply pop it into the pan like so. Very simple. Take yourself a very sharp knife. This is a razor, but a very sharp knife. Cut from one side to the other. Very simple. Remember, this is basic sourdough for home. Bowl goes back on top. That goes in the oven, 250, for 25 minutes. That's it, right. So our sourdough has had a beautiful 25 minutes. Has it risen? Has it risen? Of course it bloody has. Look, there we go. So that's not coloured at all. That coloration is going to happen in the next stage. This goes back in for another 25 minutes. So that sourdough's now had the second 25 minutes. Out that comes. And that is it. That is a very simple loaf of beautiful sourdough that will deliver pleasure in spades. And if you're clever, someone else will make it for you. Enjoy.